So Wayne, we're going to start with you next, and we heard a few comments in the opening discussion about the schools and our nexus and its nexus to this community. And I think certainly on a personal level, to me, education is a fundamental issue. And so, as you look at a role as a council person potentially, what do you see as the role of, again, the city in its relationship to the school district going forward?
Well, first of all, I strongly, very strongly support our school's high standard of education. We have one of the best school systems in the state, indeed the nation, and we want to keep it that way. So I want to do everything we can to support our schools. It's not a city on this side and schools on that side, and here's where you draw the line. It's all part of our community. What I'd like to see is strong mutual partnerships, continuing from what we've started, what our current council started, but enhancing the programs. I would like to see programs that benefit both the city and the schools, negotiating mutual contracts to the extent that that's feasible. I understand that the school district has certain unions that don't allow that sort of thing, but providing common programs. I would like to see the city continue to support the schools by providing services such as the maintenance of our parks like Pollywog Park that's rented for $1 from the city. Also, we provide school crossing guards, police services. I want to see a continuation, in fact, an enhancement of those services. But I'd also like to see the city pay fair market value for the rental of facilities. In other words, Pollywog Park, instead of the $1, it should be fair market value, in addition to the services, the in-kind services that our city provides. We need to take care of our schools. They're hurting revenue-wise because of strange formulas from Sacramento. Our city has more leeway in revenue generation, so to the extent that we can help our schools and transfer funds to our schools and keep them outstanding, we need to do that.
Nick.
I was happy to see this question when it got to me yesterday, because I campaigned on this 4 years ago, that we needed to strengthen the partnership between the schools and the city, because what happens to the schools has a direct impact on the city. And we've worked hard the last 4 years to establish that partnership. We began small with just having ongoing communications, just simple as that, on small items as well as big items. But that got us to the point where when we really needed, and the schools really needed help, we already had a dialogue, we already had a structure in place, and it created an opportunity for us to now really help them. We set aside our library bond that we were looking to do for our new library when they came to us and told us about Measure BB, recognizing that we couldn't both go to the voters at the exact same time for funds, and we also recognized the schools had to take a priority. They came to us and asked about the $520,000 because they needed it to preserve class size and safety. They had already made the cuts, they've already taken the political nightmare to go through those cuts, and they came to us and asked us for help, and we were able to help. That's a partnership. The state is a bad partner. We continue to be a good partner, and that's what we have to do going forward. And we have to find ways to do it, I agree with Wayne, on a mutually beneficial basis. What we've been doing are bridges to somewhere, Measure BB, bridges maybe to the bonds that need to be raised that have been approved by Measure BB maybe next. But ultimately, there is an opportunity at Pollywog Park. I call it the school maintenance yard that many of you may not be aware of, is an underutilized area that may be an opportunity for us as we renegotiate the lease at Pollywog to add open space for the benefit of the community as we now continue to now increase the amount of money we pay to the schools.
Thanks, Nick. Peter?
I think we all agree schools are a top priority. You know, schools are the things that they're one of the many reasons that attract many young families here. They keep our property values up, and they're the kids of Manhattan Beach. So we obviously have a vested interest in making sure our schools are running safe and sound. Our city council has improved leaps and bounds with their relationship with the school system. I fully support that. I think it's fantastic. Our state has failed us, though. You know, for the school to be looking at the shortfall that it has, you know, they're going to have to look at cuts, and that's an unfortunate situation. But for the city council to have pushed the library bond to give $500,000 to the school, I think dedicates the resilience that we have with the schools and the relationship that we have. And I wouldn't suspect to see one person up here tell you that they wouldn't want to see that relationship continue and improve moving forward.
Thanks. Richard?
Thank you. I think it's obvious. I'm one of the other candidates here that has the endorsement of all 5 school board members, but take that aside for a second. You saw the unanimous support of this council on Measure BB. It went hand in hand with this council, 5-0, that worked together to grow that partnership with the schools. When Nick and I first got here, that relationship was not there with the school board. It takes effort and groups to go out there, and it's currently Mayor Pro Tem Cohen and Councilman Bertel on the subcommittee. That means those two go to their meetings, PTA meetings, excuse me, not PTA, board meetings and their budget meetings, and bring back to council what actually is going on. So we get the sheets from the school board, that's true with information, but Portia and Nick brings back the actual stories of what's going on from that point. I mean, it's something simple. It's not just giving them a check and saying, hey, we're your partners, we're going to be there for you. It's more than that. It's simple things you guys can do by yourselves. I mean, I'll give you one example. 5 years ago, you can sign up at, remember Washington Mutual, that bank? Well, now it's called JP Morgan Chase. You can sign your credit cards up, and anything you use by purchase anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, you get a point dedicated to any school you want in Manhattan Beach. Now it even lets you go to the Ed Foundation. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's free, but they get money for any school you want to in Manhattan Beach. Just one simple thing you can do. You can sign up online for it or go to your branch. There's ways to do it, but this district has shown, this council has shown that we are partners in the schools. We're not going anywhere. The first chance that we gave last year, this council gave the money away, not because, okay, we have money, we can do it. That's not the point. The point was you are partners. They are tied to us. You can't separate them. They're part of our schools. They're part of our system. We are together, and going forward, that relationship will be there.
And Kathleen?
I think like a lot of people, I am the product of a very strong public school system. In my case, it was in New Jersey, where I grew up, and I fully appreciate that I would not be here where I am today, either sitting in front of you as an attorney for Northrop or any of the other things I've done in my life, without that education. And so it's imperative that we provide that same level of education that we expect that we received to our children, to our grandchildren, to our neighbors' children. And it is absolutely imperative that we continue to promote this partnership that I have already credited council for establishing with the current school board. It's in everybody's best interest that we protect the schools. It's in everybody's best interest that we protect our high property values. And Wayne mentioned that he wants to give more consideration for Pollywog Park. The city just paid $800,000 for a new playground equipment that will serve special needs children, many of whom attend our public schools. And I don't think that's inadequate in any sense of the word, in addition to the $1 million of almost $1 million of in-kind services that the city provides to the school district for maintaining the fields and the crossing guards, the police officers, but also other things like fixing Beg Pool and just maintaining it so that the health department doesn't shut it down. And for me, it's very personal. I'm very proud that I'm the only non-incumbent to have not just one, not two, but the endorsement of all 5 members of the current school board. That indicates to me that they see me as a team player. They want to work with me. I want to work with them and continue that partnership. Thank you.